What's up, Payday? What's up, everyone? Arcade Crackers, good day, y'all. Good day to you too, sir. Or ma'am. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's a sir. I think 85% of my audience is male, and 99.9% of the player base are of the male descent. But shout out to all of my females out there. How are you doing? Hey, how you doing, Arcade Crackers? Hopefully you're doing well. You're doing okay. Same thing to you, Payday, and everyone else. Born in blood. How you doing, Archerblade? So how's life going? How's everything doing? Yes, it is the. Some people were saying it's the final Halloween. I don't know where they said it was the final Halloween. From what I saw on the news page and whatnot, it just says Halloween 2025. But I think it's because with the recent Gouda Gouda event, it was called the final Gouda Gouda, even though they used the word final, I believe, for the fourth Gouda Gouda event. So you can't really trust them when they say final. Let's be honest. But this is gonna be the Halloween 2025, I guess, live stream reveal of the news. Link is in the description as always in the pinned comment. I'll be reacting to the news as I always do. We're most likely gonna get a new Bathory. That much is obvious. I believe her voice actress is gonna be on today's stream, and as you know, most Halloween events has a free Bathory attached to them. So most likely gonna get a new Bathory again, which, you know, I'm a little bit indifferent about, but we'll see. What's up, Yellow Radio? I've been busy. Oh yeah, no. As most of you guys are, I don't know, some of you guys might know, life has been busy for me as well. It's always been busy. To be fair, I feel like I say that every other stream, but you know, that's a good thing though. Keeping yourself busy, IRL. You know what I'm saying? What servant do you think will appear in this Halloween event? Besides Bathory, I'm not sure, to be honest, because during the first couple years of FGO, I always envisioned in my head that Halloween events should be tailored for folklore and like different kinds of monsters and creatures from different like cultures and whatnot. Like I thought they would lean towards that, making different monsters like a Yuki-onna, for example, from Japanese culture. I thought they would lean towards that, but they never really did that. So it could literally be anybody. They could release like Proto-Gil for some god knows what reason. I did see some people saying Archimedes, maybe. We still don't have Archimedes from Extella in the game, and obviously if you guys have played Extella and Extella Link, you know that he has a sort of relationship, not in a romantic way, but they have like a partnership, him and Bathory. So maybe this is his time to finally show up, since they're not gonna do an Extella event at this point, this far into the game. They might release him for Halloween, who knows. Another Carmilla, that'd be interesting. I don't know if they would do that. Well, we'll see. Happy Spook Ya Mama season. Yeah, I can't spook Tiamat, man. She might get a heart attack. Like, we can't have that. Let's get a cutie like Zenobia. Yeah, I mean, we're most likely gonna get a new servant. Halloween events usually introduce, not, oh yeah, past tense. New servants, 4 stars, most of the time 5 stars. But otherwise, I really don't know who. Happy belated Shiro Day. Yeah, it was Shiro Day yesterday or 2 days ago, depending on your time zone. So I saw that ugly ass Shiro face everywhere when I went online. I think it's gonna be the last Halloween, but a 5-star Ellie used as a signal at the end of times is a hilarious concept to me. Yeah, I saw that being a thing too. Some people were saying maybe a 5-star Elizabeth Bathory, which again, I'm indifferent with Bathory. I'm more annoyed with her than anything. I certainly don't hate her. I think maybe a couple years ago I probably said I hated her, but in actuality I'm just kind of tired of seeing her. As you can see, this is the fan art, or not fan art, but like the promo art that they use for this event, which features, of course, Bathory in the middle, Jack Demolay, and then I don't know why his name is escaping me, the Pharaoh guy who was introduced last year. I don't know who it's gonna be. If they made the final chapter Christmas themed, that would be a choice. I don't think they should, and I think they also said, if I'm not mistaken, there's not gonna be a Christmas event this year. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I mean, they're probably gonna reference Christmas at some point, just like how they did in Lostbelt 7 on the day of Christmas. Kide has a special line in the story where he says Merry Christmas, if I'm not mistaken, and it was only available during Christmas Day, and then after Christmas Day his line changes. Not sure. Again, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure that's what they did, but I don't know if they would make the final chapter Christmas theme. That would be crazy. Yeah, Tut. I don't know why I forgot his name. King Tut. It'd be interesting if we got like another pharaoh or something, I guess. Somebody associated with the undead. Egyptian culture is like really tied to the undead. But otherwise, I don't know. If you guys have any theories on who it's going to be, or if there's any popular theories floating out there, aside from Archimedes and like a 5-star Bathory, which a 5-star Bathory is pretty likely now that I think about it. I just don't know how well that will do, because I assume Bathory is popular, but I don't know if she's like that popular now. If they aged her up, kind of like with, you know, maybe halfway to like Carmilla, because Carmilla is like basically her older version technically. But if they aged Bathory up, maybe it would sell. I'm not sure. I mean, Wada Arco's the artist, so I'm sure they could cook with something crazy. Yeah, the Japanese costume, I would love that. That's like the one Bathory I do want to see in the game, but it is just a costume unless they give it a new sprite. It looks to just be a costume, but we don't know. He's had one gacha version ever, so we have no idea. Yeah, I mean, it's very possible. Again, I'm not sure how popular she is. I mean, I guess type 1 if you're a big fan of Bathory, type 2 if you're like me, where like you either hate her or you don't care. I personally don't care. So if I see her, unless her design is like insanely good, I probably won't roll. Like, I'll be honest, I probably won't roll. Oh, you're a fan of Bathory? Okay, that's good. I mean, if they release a 5-star Bathory, great for you. But then at that point, who would be the welfare? Because traditionally speaking, she's usually the welfare. So if she's the 5-star, she can't be the welfare. I mean, they could always do both, I guess. I mean, it's certainly possible. I don't know if they've ever done that in the past. Have they ever released like a 4-star like welfare that's basically the same heroic spirit as the 5-star gacha in the same event? I'm not sure if they've ever done that. Maybe they have. I'm just like not remembering. Prefer Carmilla over her. Yeah, Carmilla is great. Obviously, she looks amazing, especially her summer version, right? If they release a new version of her, maybe, who knows? Do you have a Halloween hope this year? Not really. Not really. Gonna be real with you. My personal wish is a 5-star Phantom of the Opera. Oh wow, you got a Phantom of the Opera fan. The timeless horror character deserves some love. I agree. I mean, I was hoping he would be one of the servants to get a animation update earlier in the year. This past anniversary, we had a bunch of animation updates, but he wasn't one of them for some reason. And he's one of those characters, one of those heroic spirits that's just like eternally ignored by the Zangle for some reason. I mean, I assume he's like not the most popular character ever, so that's probably why. But you know, he's been around since the beginning. They can at least show him a modicum of respect and give him a animation update at least. Don't care much about her, but I find her fun when she does appear. But I can't take her seriously. I mean, that's kind of her character. You're not really supposed to take her seriously, which is funny because I played extra CCC last year with my girlfriend, and at least initially she was taken a little bit seriously, but then quickly devolved into her being a gag character, and she's always been a gag character ever since. So at least at some point she was taken seriously, but that quickly went away. So maybe that will be her 5-star version. Maybe she said, you know, fuck this singing shit. Fuck all this bullshit. I'm gonna be serious for once. I don't know how well that would sell though. Again, I guess it depends on the design and how good her buffs are and whatnot. You did get a pretty good buff. Phantom of the Opera, yeah. True. Still needs animation update though, because his shit is awful. So I'm curious, Andy. Are you that big of a fan of him that you have him grilled? Granted, you didn't say you were a big fan of him, but you did say he deserves a lot more love, so I assume you are. Just curious if you have him grilled. Maybe even like the Grand Assassin, I'm not sure. Obviously, we just had the Grand Assassin duel recently, about a week ago, and I granded, of course, my Shuten Doji. who much less so than Phantom of the Opera, but she needs an animation update as well. I feel like you've still got people with caster balls in the game. Yeah, that's an absolute crime, to be honest. There should be, at this point, 10 years in, they should have got all the caster ball servants, which I'm not sure how many there are at this point. But the fact that there even is just one is already a crime. Like, there shouldn't be caster balls at all at this point. But again, I don't know what the 5 people who work at Lezenko do, how well they operate, because I know they're looking for people to hire. I actually don't know if they're looking for people to hire still, but I know as early as last year or 2 years ago, they were looking for people to hire, to the point that they were asking people here in Anime Expo over here in the US if there was anybody available to hire, which is crazy. Need another Oni character? Ooh, that'd be great. I'm obviously open to new Onis. You know, I'm a big fan of Shuten, of course, Ibaraki as well. Can't forget her. Love to get more Japanese demon characters. Definitely open to that. And Rhyme plus Paris. That's true. Yeah, Nursery Rhyme definitely deserved an animation update. Paracelsus as well. As somebody who has him Bond 14 in NA. He's somebody who came in clutch back when Castoria wasn't a thing. And he still comes in clutch every now and then when you can't bring double Castoria. You know, he's a nice alternative. Nice cheap alternative for arts looping. So, not saying like I love him as a character or anything like that. Certainly not in my top 10 or even top 20. But I did rely on him for a good portion of my pre-Castoria days and even a bit post-Castoria. So, out of respect for him, I feel like he does deserve an animation update. You know, with caster ball, shit is just outrageous. He's just okay with me. That's why I want a better version. Not a grand candidate, but a better representation would make me consider. Fair enough. Who was your grand assassin, by the way? And anyone could answer that, not just the homie Andy. I know some of you guys were probably in my grand assassin duel live stream, and maybe you've already said it, but feel free to say it again. Why not? Yeah, Gilded needs animation update for sure. Wait, what does that have to do with your sexual preferences, Haza? What does that have to do with your sexual preferences? I mean, I respect you for picking Gensai and anyone you want for your grand, but I'm just wondering why that is, why that's relevant. It's just funny. But I picked Shuten because I'm horny, I guess, if we're gonna go there. She makes me feel certain ways, that's why I picked her. And generally just love her design. Scary thought, this Halloween you need to select a Grand Ellie. Oh my goodness, don't even put that in the universe. Don't even do that. I mean, if I were to grand, I guess this is a fun question. If I were to grand any Elizabeth, if I was forced to grand one Elizabeth Bathory, who would it be? Probably just the OG, to be honest, because she does have decent support skills, so I could just use her for support. But maybe even the alter ego one, the robot Ellie, Mecha Ellie. She's pretty good, so probably one of them. Something like a fake grand as a joke during the event would be kind of funny. Yeah, like there's a grand duel, like it has the same mechanics as a grand duel, but it's Bathory, and it's a lot easier than the normal grand duels. That would be funny. You know what? I'm actually down for that. If they go down that route, make it as funny and silly and dumb as possible. I mean, it's Halloween. It's gonna be silly and dumb. Okay, so the live stream started. They're called the light broadcasting. So this should probably be 30 minutes to an hour. Not gonna be that long of a stream. I believe that's Aiko Kawasumi, who's the voice actress, of course, Saber. So we got Saber's voice actor or actress, and Bathory's voice actress as well. So we might even get a Saber face, which would be kind of crazy, because we've been getting we've gotten 2 Takeuchi characters, Takeuchi design characters, technically 3, counting the NPC character we met for the Guda Guda event. But Takeuchi's been, I guess, cooking in the past couple of months. Maybe we'll get a new Saber. That's probably what's gonna happen. Now you think about it, maybe the 5-star Gacha servant is like a new Arturia servant, or I guess it doesn't have to be Arturia. She could voice anyone she wants, but the fact she's there, the voice actress of Arturia is there, might be a new Arturia servant. Maybe even Lady Avalon. She also voices Lady Avalon. New 5-star. I don't know. We'll see. I play NA, but I'm between Li Xuan and Kitetsugu. Ooh. Yeah, Li Xuan's pretty good. Able to ignore evade. I believe has instant kill as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think he does have instant kill, so he would actually be pretty good for the Grand Duel. Having access to instant kill for the Grand Duel is pretty damn good. Because the gimmick of the Grand Duel for the assassins is they have like a permanent guts that could only be removed by either triggering it or removing it via insta kills. So that's pretty good. To choose probably Li Xuan. But Kiritsugu is just cool just for aura purposes, and maybe you love him from Fate Zero, so that's always a good choice as well. Always pick your favorites over gameplay. That's the best way to play any gacha game. Your favorites over gameplay. Now, if the two overlap, if your favorite character just happens to be the meta servant, great. But otherwise, always pick your favorites. That's how you earn respect around these streets. You know what I'm saying? In all the BS I've seen and heard, my God, I hope and beg that there's a wolfman, a man, not woman, as a servant. I don't care if you make more Liz, just give me a wolfman. Hey, man, if you wait long enough, I'm sure it's gonna happen one day. I don't know if that day is today or tonight, but I'm sure they'll do it one day. Who knows? If the money smells right, you know. Van Helsing character gender bent. I mean, we're most likely gonna get a waifu. Let's be real. Maybe like a 4-star wolfman. Who knows? What's up, Brandon? How you doing? How's the wife? How's the kids? How's life over there? Elizabeth Zerker, please. Also, hi. What's up, Alex? How are you doing, good sir? Hopefully, you're doing a-okay. I'm currently just to, a little bit of glimpse in my life. I'm currently taking medicine right now, so I'm a lot more tired, which is kind of crazy because I'm always tired in these streams. It's always like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in these streams, but I am a little bit fatigued as a result of my medication because your boy is suffering from allergies, so it'd be like that. All good in the hood here. That's good. That's good. Hopefully you don't actually live in the hood version, the hood equivalent over there in Japan. Hopefully you're in a nice, safe area, but all good in the hood nonetheless. Anything of note yet? No, Cerritos. So far, the stream just started. Again, we got the voice actress of Arturia and the voice actress of Elizabeth Bathory / Astolfo. I have to mention Astolfo for you Astolfo fanboys out there, but yeah. I guess there is a chance. I mean, I know we're all expecting Bathory, but if they want to jump scare me, if they really want to scare me, they will give us a Astolfo welfare. In which case, as a 10-year veteran of this game, I will have to play the event and will have no choice but to get the Astolfo welfare, but I will not enjoy any second of that venture at all. So if they really want to scare me and really want to put me through shit, that's what they will do. But otherwise, it's most likely going to be another Bathory as per usual. No wood, but all good. Hey, there you go. That's what I love to hear. Guda Guda Dogman could always come to the game. Oh, yeah, huh? I forgot about that, dude. I don't think that's for Halloween, though, but yeah, I completely forgot about that NPC. Patchy would be great, but yo, if at the end of the Lostbelt arc they allow us to revive any NPC from the Lostbelts and bring them over as like a welfare sort of to Arcadia, who would you bring? I'm probably gonna bring the homie Patchy, the OG NPC. Although there are some good choices out there, don't get me wrong, but the homie Patchy is the GOAT for a reason. That's probably who I'm picking. Granted, they're not gonna do that, but you know, just imagining here. Imagine out of nowhere it's Protogil. Then my 2,000 quartz is going straight to him. That's just no questions asked. Not even gonna talk about it. We're just gonna go straight into it. Aurora? Wow, Archiblaze, that's a hot take. I mean, probably Aurora with the asterisk of to feed to my Melusine or something like that. But if you genuinely like Aurora, then hey, more power to you. But that's a hot take. That's a sizzling take. That is scorched earth take right there, man. That's insane. Patchy, it's been a long time since I've heard that name. It's been a long time, but it sticks with you. It sticks with you, man. All these years. I believe it's been... Man, the Lostbelt arc has been going on for like 7 years at this point. Jesus. Something like that. I'm actually not sure quite how long it's been, but it's been going on maybe 7-8 years. And he was the first. I like the Dino. He's fun. Oh yeah, he would be a great one. Fuck. And he has Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. That's true. It's very true. The guy who says Da Vinci, was he the bartender or whatever? What the fuck was his name? From Lostbelt 6. I know exactly who you're talking about. The little short fat man. I don't remember his name, but that'd be crazy. He'd be like a Da Vinci support. Was his name actually Mike? He's a fairy from a very mystical parallel universe full of fairies and magic and stuff. And his name is Mike. Okay. I guess it is. I don't remember that, but I guess it is. I'm carrying Patchy home. He never gave up on us, so I can't give up on him. True. He did betray us at one point, but you know, he redeemed himself greatly. LB1 launched in 2018, so coming up on 8 years. Holy fuck, that is crazy. That is insane. I'm willing to bet my left nutsack that there has never been another gacha game that's had an arc that stretched that far. Like that long. I'm pretty sure like FGO is probably the only gacha game that has had an arc that lasted that damn long. That's insane. My goat Camazotz. Oh, he's gonna be a servant eventually. Like he doesn't even count as an NPC. He might even be a servant tonight. Who knows? He is associated with bats, which is very, you know, the bat imagery is very synonymous with Halloween. So, absolutely coping here, but you know, it's possible. It's possible Camazotz might come out for Halloween. That'd be a great surprise, to be honest. That would be actually one of the hypest moments of the year. Which is saying something because we've had summer, which is pretty hype. 10th anniversary, which was pretty hype, obviously. But yeah, no, Camazotz would be insane. Now, Grand Blue Fantasy just wrapped up 11-year part 1 yesterday. Really? They had an arc. Wait, part 1. They've had an arc. Their very first arc is what you're implying to me. Their very first arc has lasted 11 years and it just ended yesterday. If that's true, if someone could fact check that for me, if that's true, that is insane. And I commend all the players who were there since day one. God damn, that's crazy. Well, I guess FGO gets second place in that regard. They start the game with a letter from dad to meet him, and that's... Wait, so the whole journey based on... Because I don't know anything about Grand Blue Fantasy. I know they have their own Tiamat, but that's like the only thing I know. So the whole point of the journey is to eventually meet your dad. So it's basically like One Piece, but like 11 years instead of like 2 decades. 3 decades. Like, I mean, One Piece has been going on for fucking long ass time at this point. How much did you spend to get Ptolemy in NA? This. I spent this amount. If you can't see my face cam, this amount. And no, this is not me jacking you off. That's a 0. In other words, I didn't roll for him. So, yeah, be like that. I'm saving for Atlas next year. And then after that, I'm pretty sure I'll probably roll a little bit throughout the year on other stuff. But other than that, I'm probably going to be saving for 10th anniversary. And of course, the one and only Summer Tiamat, obviously. And just yesterday, they dropped the very last bit and we're done. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Okay. That's actually crazy. Grand Blue Fantasy fans. Hats off to you. So now if anyone ever complains about, well, damn, the Lostbelt arc is really long. They should have wrapped it up like 5 years ago. I could just say that. I could be like, well, yeah, well, Grand Blue Fantasy, another gacha game, has had an 11-year journey. So can't really complain about the Lostbelt arc at that point. It's a toss up between Lavinia and Lavinia. You're talking about Epic Remnant. I was like, Lavinia, why are you bringing up Lavinia? Okay, Epic Remnant arc. I guess we're counting every NPC. I guess, yeah. Lavinia would be a cool one to get. Ooh, Aphrodite, yeah. I think she'll eventually be a servant too, though. Spent nearly 1,000 quartz for him. Now saving for Alco, Alice, and Seal. Wow, Jesus. For one copy, or like how many copies did you end up getting? Hopefully a decent NP level, at least NP2, NP3. You're spending 1,000, Jesus. We went like 2 years without single update in the middle. It was so ass. Oh, okay. Well, they definitely stretched it out. Maybe a lot more. Actually, in terms of pacing, since you seem to know a lot about this, in terms of pacing, who did it better in terms of their respective arc, the Lostbelt arc and whatever the Grand Blue Fantasy part is? And this is the only comparison I'm going to do. I'm not going to say one is better than the other because that's not what this conversation is about. Well, I guess it kind of is. But who had better pacing as far as like stretching out, dropping updates, and dropping chapters? Because the Lostbelt arc is the 7 Lostbelts. Then you got the 0.5s in there, like Lostbelt 5.5 and the Van Gogh event, technically, kind of. And then another one, 6.5. And you got the 4 Ordeal calls, technically 5. I feel like they I want to say they stretched it out okay. I'm not going to say good because I really don't know. I really have no way of comparing it to other stories of the same genre because I don't play other long-term gacha games like that. I'm almost sure it's gonna be a Greek motherfucker though. Achilles, Hector, and Paris sticking out. Oh, for this Halloween, really? Okay, well that's gonna be crazy. The 2 years is super bad, but Lostbelt's becoming 1 per year was worse. Okay, I see. So on average for the 11-year arc, like how many chapters, how many like main story updates were they doing? Now, granted, I don't know how long their main stories are, because I know 1 Lostbelt per year sounds kind of ass, but then when you take into account how long and really how successful Lostbelt 6 was, for example, maybe the delay is kind of justified. So again, I don't know how long the Grand Blue Fantasy chapters are. They could be like literally a children book compared to even Lostbelt 1, for example, right? So I really don't know. Oh wow, they're showing a lot of nice little art. Sorry, I haven't been reacting to it. I'm just kind of just talking to the boys, talking to the homies, talking to the chat. I really got lucky. I got really lucky and got my goat Ptolemy at NP4 in around 600 quarters. Wow, congrats! That's crazy. I'm gonna keep trying to get a 5th copy before banner ends. Well, I wish you good luck. Like I always say, if you get NP4, you might as well go NP5. You know what I'm saying? So I wish you good luck, Paradox. Hopefully it doesn't cost any more than just a ticket or something. And if you don't get him, then it's not the end of the world. You could always get him in like a guaranteed banner or whatever. But I wish you good luck. Hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. How's it going? What's up, Rojas? Still saving for Protogel. And who is your Grand Assassin? Might as well just show you my Grand for anyone who's asking who my Grand is, who's my Grand this and that. It's quite simple. Just going with my favorites at that point. You got Grand Saber Musashi, Grand Lancer, Enkidu, Grand Rider, Ozymandias, Grand Assassin, Shuten, which was the answer to your question. I actually got to change their CE now that I'm looking at it. Grand Berserker Musashi, Grand Moon Cancer, which it wasn't my choice initially, but I was like, fuck it. Hakunon, and then of course Grand Alter Ego, the grandmother herself, Tiamat. Well, there you go, my friend. There you go. Do you think we'll get Demi Servant Shiki Azrael? That's a crazy like theory or like possibility. I don't know if it's even possible, to be honest. I mean, Shiki's already broken. She doesn't need like a servant's help or a heroic spirit's help. I kind of just want Azrael by himself, especially after that battle. I kind of just want that. Reveal Adult Abby already to something, dude. It's over. Adult Abby. Hey man, it is what it is. I only have 30 minutes break and job. Ah shit. Yeah, probably the servant reveal won't be revealed until like 40 minutes. So I'm sorry, Chacha. It is what it is. Also, shout out to your job. Didn't know you had one. but hopefully it's a nice and chill occupation, so to speak. I had to watch the Grand Assassin stream already uploaded. Did you ever realize that Azrael always insta kills the left server? Yes, I did realize that, which made the fight a lot easier by positioning maybe expendable servants. Like if I already use all of Koi and Sky's skills, for example, and I'm alright with having her dead, or if I just, you know, like I did on stream, just had King Hassan in the front. Yeah, it's not that bad of a fight. It's just understanding the gimmicks and then working around them, which is what I prefer. I think the was it the Grand Rider duel? It was either the Grand Rider duel or the Grand Lancer duel that was just ridiculous. To the point it just felt like a hassle. But otherwise, yeah, I was able to one turn Hassan, or not Hassan, well technically Hassan, the Grand Assassin duel pretty handedly. It's not that bad. You guys think the Grand Archer enemy would be Artemis? Feels fitting for her to be the boss because Orion is a rival to her to the hunt. That'll be interesting. Because obviously Orion is the canonical Grand Archer we're associated with. And since with the Grand Assassin duel, instead of getting King Hassan, we got Azrael, who's obviously associated to King Hassan in some way. I guess it would make sense for, instead of Orion, if they don't want to go the Orion route, to make it Artemis. That would be a pretty cool twist of things. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Did you know if you stun Azrael, he insta kills the middle instead of after the stun? That is great. I mean, I never stunned him. So never came up when I was fighting him, but interesting. Okay. Kama got A++ ass. I agree. I hope you're talking about the adult Kama. And if you're not of age yet, maybe at the very least teenage Kama. But if you're talking about lolly Kama, then FBI, hello. There's someone in chat. You need to talk. You need to talk to, bro. But yeah. Yeah, adult IB. I also like Grand Blue Fantasy more because it has more gameplay stuff to do. I mean, yeah, FGO's gameplay isn't exactly riveting. But FGO, the story really is the only thing it has. I agree. I agree with that as well. That's basically what I said. So it being that dragged out is a bigger ding against it. This is all in my opinion, of course. No, I absolutely understand your perspective for sure. I mean, wait, all three forms got an A++. Whoa, dude. Banders. Whoa. Whoa, you're going to go from banders to just take out the dirge. You're just going to go to ban. Not me banning you, but, you know, the FBI might be watching you. Because, you know, I like to facilitate a nice and open discussion. You know, you could have that opinion if you want. But obviously there's rules and regulations in these streets. And I am not the absolute power on this channel, unfortunately. But, yeah, it'd be like that. So FBI, if you're watching, give him a pass. I'm sure he's just joking, right? Banders, you're just joking, right? You don't wink, wink, not judge, you know. But yeah. Are those outfits on the stream? Oh yeah, sorry again. Sorry, I'm not reacting, but yeah, they were showing off. Tilalox, I believe that's a Rishgal in the middle. It could be Space Rish. I'm not really sure. And then Pencil Head Ass to the right. I'm pretty sure these are not going to be in the game. I mean, maybe. I don't know, actually. I actually don't know what this is for. I assume it's not in the game, but yeah, it is. It's probably like a collab thing. No comment, only lollipop. Okay, there you go. No, I actually, you know what? We're talking about assassins. We're talking about good asses. Who has the best ass in the assassin class? Like dead ass. Who has, out of all the assassins, who takes it in terms of just like perfect shape, perfect size, not too big, not too small, perfect softness, assuming you touch it. I mean, most of us is, you know, let's be real, most of us is not gonna touch that fine of an ass to begin with, but you know, it is what it is. Who has the best ass in the assassin class? Obviously I'm gonna be biased and say Shuten because you know, she might be petite up there, but down there, bro, like it's over. It's hard to compete with Shuten's ass, but the assassin class, you know, that's some pretty good stuff to offer. Not gonna lie. Summer Nito's good. Okay, yeah, Summer Nito's not bad. Obviously, Kama cheats because she could turn thicker on command. Okay, Skasaha, you know, it's like pretty decent. Pretty decent, I'd say. Now I'm looking at it, there's really not that many candidates. I mean, as far as the assassins I have, but yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah, Lost in collab. Yeah, I thought so. Shuten, I am incredibly biased. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know what? Koyan's good too. I mean, you can't go wrong with Koyan, of course. Yeah, you could literally see it. You can literally see like what you would do to be that chair. I mean, let's be real. But my heart will always say Shuten, no matter what. You know, it is what it is. She put the ass on assassin for real. Summer Okida. Okay, yeah, Okida's passable, I guess. Huyan Jo, yeah, she's thick. I guess if you like them extra thick, she's your girl. I like them, I like them thick, but not that thick. So I got some criteria here. You feel me? King Hassan's probably just all bones. Let's be real, just all bones, no ass. And that's respectfully, of course. Hassan, listen, respect. I know you can't spell ass, or you can't spell Hassan without ass. So I'm sure you're packing something down there, but I'm sure it's not much. I'm sure it's not much. It's just skin and bones. Yeah, again, as far as the assassins I have, it's really not much to go off of. Yeah, Bathory, she's more of a chest girl, from what I could tell. Most of her meat went to her chest, which, if we're talking about who has the best, chest in the assassin class, I'm sure she's high up there. But in terms of ass, I mean, I'm sure she's all right. But hopefully one day she gets like a summer version. Not granted, her normal version is already pretty revealing as is. Yes, the Valkyries are pretty good, pretty consistent. I feel like Takeuchi servants, maybe it's just the art style. I feel like they in terms of like body, like in terms of ass specifically, it's like pretty average. Like I really can't think of a Takeuchi servant that's like, damn, look at that ass, It's like it's pretty average, in my opinion, for Takeuchi's art style. But that's just me. Here we are talking about ass when we should be talking about like Halloween and stuff like that. Loki Carmilla might have that's true. I mean, if we're going off of her summer version, which is a writer, so it's kind of cheating. But assuming it's the same body type, I mean, come on now. I mean, the shape is there, the plumpness is there. You could see like the arch action. I mean, you can't be assuming it's like this is the writer version we're looking at, but if we assume that's the same body type, same body structure, it's kind of hard to compete. Now, my counter argument, my rebuttal to that is, again, if we look at Shuten, I mean, come on now, assuming it's the same body type, like come on, we were just talking about the perfect shape, the perfect plumpness. I mean, come on, it's clean too, it's nice and smooth, it's glistening as well. So you already know it has a bit of booty sweat on that motherfucker, right? So it has a bit of flavor as well. That's another criteria. We were talking about shape. We were talking about the plumpness. You got to talk about taste as well. She's the only one we could confirm has a little bit of moisture. You could tell. You could see the glistening on it. So I just say I think Shuten might have the best one. She might have the best one. In my humble opinion. Now, if you're not a salt person, maybe you like a little bit of sugar, maybe you're more of a sour type person, in which case that's, thinking about ass that's sour, that's kind of disgusting, but still, besides the point, it'd be like that. She probably would drip her alcohol, and yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you're a fan of, sake or alcoholic beverages, she might be your girl. I'm just saying, there's a lot more depth to her ass than just, the looks and the softness of it, which I'm sure are EX tier in their own right. There's also the taste, the flavor, the smell, the aroma. So I'm just saying. I think in terms of ass, I think I'm making a pretty good argument for Shuten for having the best ass. Just took a bite out of my screen. Thanks. Hey man, I'm glad I could quench your thirst and your hunger. You can't spell Hasloween without ass. That's crazy, Andy. All right. This is quality content I'm sub for. Right? I guess it do be like that. I think by my decree, I think Shuten wins. I think it just wins. Anyone say Kichi or Ushi yet? Ushi. Let's see. Okay. You know what, Ushi? All right. I mean, she has the shape, right? It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna give it to her. You know, pretty good. And if we look at her sprite, especially, she sticks it out. She sticks it out a little bit. So you got to give her some respect for showing what she's equipped with. She's pretty good. I'd say she's like a maybe B plus A minus type of ass. I'll say. But I don't know. I think Shuten just blows her out of the water. As far as Kichi, you can't really tell. I mean, you could tell it's fine enough. You know, probably like a B minus, maybe like a C plus ish. But I don't know if it's like outstanding or anything. You can't really tell, right? You can't really tell. Yeah, I know we talked about Huyan. If you're a quantity over quality type person, yeah, she has all the quantity, and still pretty decent quality. If I'm gonna be honest with you, so I mean her thickness is just off the charts. And if you look at her summer version as reference, her summer version was Berserker, right? Okay. You could really see the thickness of her. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ. My word. If we're talking about meat, just straight meat action, just straight protein, straight fat, straight amino acids, you know what I'm saying? Like, golly. But see, this is more of a thigh conversation and hips conversation than just ass. You know, this is like expanding the argument here. If I'm just talking strictly ass, she's packing. I feel like if we're talking about Huyan, we're talking mainly thigh action. Could solve world hunger. That's what I'm saying. You could literally solve world hunger if those things were real. Literally could solve it. Like if there was ever an arc in FGO where we have to solve world hunger, we would look at servants like her, right? We would call them up, be like, "Hey, Huyan, this is an important mission," and then the whole world is just gonna feast upon that. You know, it'd be like that. Yeah, this is more of a hip action type conversation. Are we rating butts? Can I nominate Hijikata? Okay, yeah, we were rating ass, but we weren't rating ass servants. We weren't rating shit servants. But if we're rating shit servants, yeah, Hijikata is high up there for sure. No questions asked. I don't even have him in JP, thank God, but it'd be like that. What's up, Hein? How you doing? You came in like a very weird moment. We're talking about ass right now, you know, it'd be like that. How you doing, good sir? Hopefully you're doing okay. It's like 3 a.m. I don't know what you're doing awake, but hopefully you're well rested, well energized and whatnot. Enjoying the good old Pokemon and whatnot. Pokemon ZA. The slop that is Pokemon. I don't know. Hiji's pretty strong and he looks so cool now. I'll give him that. His animation update looks pretty good, but you know, he could still eat my ass. If we were rating that, Jackal would take the platinum for dog water. That's true. That's true. If we're strictly rating who's the worst servant in the game in terms of gameplay, not even looking at design, yeah, dog water, Jekyll and Hyde, yeah, for sure. Cool concept, but you know, not that great. Okay, Tucson's out here, so let's tone it down on the ass eating and the ass rating. I think Shuten has the best ass. Let's leave it at that. Tucson's out here. Let's be focused, y'all. Let's be focused. ZA mentioned, yeah, no, I've been playing ZA like a motherfucker. And just like a short little snippet and review for those of you guys who play Pokemon or Pokemon ZA or maybe have certain feelings about Pokemon ZA. A lot of people online are calling it slop and not a good game and whatnot. My counter argument, it's not really an argument, I actually kind of agree. I've been saying this about Pokemon for like the past maybe like almost 10 years. Maybe not like quite that long, but since Sword and Shield, so probably 7 or so years. I haven't really been enjoying a lot of the Pokemon games, the recent Pokemon games. The only one that I know for a fact that I enjoyed was Pokemon Legends Arceus. Every other, like the mainline games, I didn't really like. Scarlet and Violet, like I was like okay with, but yeah, like I don't know how I feel about playing a character that literally looks like a preschooler. I know we're usually playing kids or teenagers, but the Scarlet and Violet main characters literally look like shit. And I don't want to play a game where I just look like shit the entire time. No offense. No offense. I don't like their designs. I guess that's my main complaint with the game. Which might be a like a side comment, but besides the point. ZA, I feel like as much as I like Arceus, ZA did take a step forward as far as gameplay for me, because Legends Arceus was great and all, but it did lack a lot of battles. It had like 3 battles, I think. You could probably count how many battles it had in one hand. Whereas Legends Arceus, it's funner in terms of battles. It has a lot more battles. It's a lot more battle focus. Now, with that said, it took a step forward in terms of that. It took like 5 steps back in terms of everything else. Everyone's been saying it. The fact that you only stay in the city is kind of dog. I kind of miss that sense of adventure that you usually have with Pokemon games. Kind of dog water. You're just staying in the city all day. And one of the main things I have a problem with, and a lot of people have been saying this as well, there's no voice acting. That's been a problem I've had since like Sword and Shield, pretty much. But the fact that there's still no voice acting, and you know damn well they could afford voice acting, hell, hire me. I will do it for free. If money is a problem, which it shouldn't be, then all right, hire me. Call me up. I will voice act every single character for you for free. Just buy me a smoothie or something. Get me like a coffee at Starbucks, and then I'm good to go. Like literally. Like Game Freak, Nintendo, what are you doing? There's a lot of games that you guys pump out. Granted, Game Freak, I know it's like a branch of Nintendo. It's not really exactly Nintendo, as a whole, but still, there's a ton of games out there under the Nintendo umbrella that has voice acting, has good animation, has good performance. But Pokemon ZA can't. The Pokemon series can't get it down. And, bro, what the fuck? Now, I'm saying all this negative shit to say that I'm still playing the game. Yes, I'm one of those schmucks that paid $70 for slop. It is slop. But at the same time, okay, how many, like, just answer me with, like, a number, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. In the past month, we could even go broader, just to really see. In the past year, how many times have you eaten at a fast food restaurant? Because fast food, I don't know if you guys realize, is slop. It's slop, but like you still do it because 1, it's convenient and tastes good, but 2, it's like it's a guilty pleasure. That's kind of how I see Pokemon at this point. It's kind of sad, but it is kind of how I see Pokemon. It's a guilty pleasure. I play it because it's like nostalgic. I play it because it makes me feel good in certain ways. It's slop, and it is quote unquote low quality and a waste of money and whatever you want to say. I still play it because of that. It's still fun in certain ways. It's still nostalgic in certain ways. And that's really all that matters. So it is what it is. It's actually the same way I see gacha games in a lot of ways. Like gacha games, when you compare to normal video games on average, it doesn't even compare in terms of like gameplay, in terms of, well, maybe graphics, I don't know, but like some gacha games look better. Like, I mean, I could literally say without even playing Genshin or any of the Honkai series that they look better than the Pokemon games. But on average, I'd say gacha games don't even hold a candle to normal video games on average. Like if you compare Fate Grand Order as a turn-based RPG to like Final Fantasy or Persona, for example, doesn't even compare. Let's like in terms of gameplay, doesn't even compare. But we still play it for whatever reason it is. Yeah, voice acting, it's like if they just had voice acting for this game, I would 100% like it a lot more. Now, granted, I still like it. I'm still playing it. I'm still shiny hunting. I actually have a shit ton of shinies, by the way. But there are a lot of things that they could do better that I hope they pull through with, because I think the next gen is Gen 10. It's already the 10th generation of Pokemon. I hope they go through with it and go full throttle. Voice acting, better performance, better visuals, better animations. I know I've been talking about Pokemon a lot. I'm sorry. We should be talking about Halloween, right? We should be talking about Fate Grand Order, but it is what it is. Okay, time to read y'all replies. I shiny hunted a Litwick for 7. Dude, I shiny hunted Ralts for like 2 days straight. To the point my lower back like hurt for like another 2 days straight. I think my lower back still hurts a little bit, but it's recovered. But I was literally shiny hunting. Like this game that is slop, I still spent hours into. Because it might be slop, but it's like fast food. You just can't stop yourself. You can't help yourself. It is what it is. ZA plus ass competition equals Emma. Oh, dude, like we were just talking about ass and everything. I saw a lot of people making their profile pick Emma's ass, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, it's slop, but it's my slop. Same. So who do you think the New Year servant is? To me, is Rin has best ass. I mean, we were talking about best ass in the assassin class. I don't think there's a Rin in the assassin class, but in terms of generally, okay, wait. Okay, let's stop talking about it's a new Bathory. You can tell from the fingernails. 5-star Bathory, or is it a welfare? It's probably welfare. We're actually talking about free grand order. Wow. Is this a bride? Like a bride Bathory? Oh. Wait, is that... She looks a little bit different. Her hair is a lot more red. It's still obviously Water Arco, I think. Oh, wow. That's Carmilla's NP, right? Okay, so we kind of got a little fusion of Carmilla and Bathory. She looks a lot more serious. Avenger, okay. 4-star Avenger, interesting. The next step is to take best of Arceus and the best of ZA for... That's the... Yeah, exactly. It's exactly... Because Arceus has better visuals, I think, from what I could tell. Better visuals, better sense of adventure, better variety. But then ZA has the better combat system. Granted, I think Arceus has a better catching system, in my opinion. The outbreaks and stuff like that. It's a lot more fun. But yeah, we got a new Bathory. Nice. 4-star. Like a bride Lily. I mean, she already had a Lily version. She's already pretty petite. But yeah, a bride version. Like a bride Lily of Carmilla? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be it. Avenger Bathory, yeah. Interesting. She seems a bit more serious. She does have some eye bag action, so it might be like an undead bride action going on. And then her skirt or lower waist is Carmilla's NP. The Iron Maiden. So you got a little bit of a reference to her adult alter ego version. Not alter ego in terms of class, but alter ego in terms of like different persona. Did you play the Diamond and Pearl remix? Yeah, I did. Yeah. I actually did on stream, if I'm not mistaken. I enjoyed those, but the biggest criticism of the Diamond and Pearl remakes is that they were literally a 1-to-1 remake. Like they didn't really add anything new. Besides obviously like the visuals and like stuff like that. But in terms of like new content, like new lore, new mechanic or anything, they didn't really drop anything new with Diamond and Pearl remakes. But yeah. I enjoyed them just for nostalgia purposes. Aren't they remasters, not remakes? Yeah, that's kind of how I see them as well. I'm not sure on the actual like terminology here, but they were pretty much just remasters. Literally the same game, 1-to-1 ratio, nothing really new, to my knowledge that I remember. Which kind of tells you enough. Like there's really not that much new at all. I think the Pokemon game with some level of voice acting is a gacha game, I think. Yeah, I mean, of course, if you're going to have a gacha game, you have to have voice acting. It would be great if they would implement that to their main games, which I guess technically ZA isn't a main game, like a mainline series, but still. Even like Sword and Shield and like Scarlet and Violet didn't have voice acting. What makes it even weirder is that when you roll in ZA, you can literally hear your character grunt or like groan, I guess. So they have some level of voice acting. They just didn't implement it across the board and in their dialogue. Which again, if they need voice acting, bro, just hire me, bro. I'll do it for free. I'll do it all for free. Easily. I love Pokemon to death, but I haven't bought a single game since Gen 7 and I have zero regrets. Is there a reason for that, Paradox? Or is it just because you don't like the direction the games are going in? Which, again, it's a guilty pleasure for me. Because I know they're not like, oh wow, is that a new redrop CE with Carmilla in the middle? That's gonna be a goated CE, but yeah. And a very rare Calamity Jane appearance in the 3-star CE, nice. But yeah. Are we getting double Liz? I have no idea. I can't wait for a redhead Carmilla. That would look crazy. I mean, I think I like the white hair on her. Not gonna lie, but I guess red hair won't be a problem. What's up, Vovong? Hey, bro. Nice to see you live again. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Nice to see everyone in chat in general. Oh, wow. 5-star command code for Bathory. They're going all out in the Bathory stuff. All 3 command codes are about her. So this does feel like a final Halloween, at least for Bathory. I don't know about a final Halloween ever, but yeah. The Underground was my favorite part of the original games, and I feel like the remakes didn't really get the reason I liked it. Are you talking about the Underground in like Diamond and Pearl? Oh wow, Bathory and Caster Bathory gets buffs. Good for them. Yeah, I remember spending so many hours on the Underground with my brother. We used to make bases underground and like mine together and whatnot. It was fun. I don't think I touched the Underground at all in the remasters. I don't think. I think I literally played through the main story, went through the Pokemon League, played a little bit of post story, but I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything extracurricular as far as the Underground stuff. But yeah, it's called Final Halloween. Well, you know, the 4th Guda Guda event was called the Final Hanoji or the Final Guda Guda, but it obviously wasn't the final. This past Guda Guda event was called the Final Guda Guda event again. I don't really think we should take their word for it like 100%, you know. They could say final all they want. They're probably just saying that for the sake of it, just for the sake of that grandiosity, to make it feel more grand. Okay, they're about to reveal the 5-star, I think. So I don't know who it's gonna be. Obviously, the welfare is a 4-star new Bathory. The 5-star. Okay, there's the sun, new Ozzy. Okay, there's some ghost action. Okay, a Lancer probably. Are those wings? Maybe like I'm not sure. It's some kind of. It is a Bathory. Oh my goodness! They actually did a 5-star Bathory. They actually did it. Oh my! We got 2 Bathories. What a class! Okay, of course Lancer. Yeah, of course. My lord, they actually did. They actually did a 5-star Bathory. Not only do we get a 4-star. Now, granted, again, the 4-star that they showed had much more vibrant red hair. I know that might seem like, oh, that just seems random. That just doesn't seem like a big deal. But the 4-star might not even be Bathory. That might be Carmilla Lily. Because she had the Iron Maiden. She looks a lot more serious. Her hair was a lot more vibrant of a red. That might not be Bathory. Now, it's clearly a Bathory variant or clearly Bathory related, but this is more Bathory. This looks more like Bathory. Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that we got a 5-star Bathory, which is still crazy. My gosh, okay. AMC, at least no welfare. That's true. If it was a welfare Astolfo, you would have seen the biggest jump scare you'll ever see coming from me. And this ain't even like a horror game or anything. I would been jump scared. My headset would have flied off my head and everything, bro. It's rank up XC's Bathory. Yeah, no. She definitely ranked up. Now, I'm indifferent when it comes to Bathory. I'm more annoyed by her than anything. This design, I actually fuck with. I think it looks really nice. That's the most you'll ever get a compliment from me. She looks really nice in this. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, because again, I'm pretty indifferent about her, but I do like the fit. I do like the wings. It's still very much Bathory, but she looks cool. I'll give her that. She looks cool. She looks alright, you know. I acknowledge that Liz exists, and that's about it. Because I don't want to support a predatory practice based on nostalgia. You know what, Paradox? I commend you and I respect you for that. I unfortunately have the $70 that I'm willing to spend to support that slop. I get your perspective and other people's perspective, but oh Okay, her first or one of her ascensions is literally a t-shirt. And she has a bat. Are the other Bathory's gonna attack with her? Just like, I guess she's still singing. I don't have the audio on, so I assume she's singing as per usual. Okay, I mean, in terms of a 5-star NP, okay, yeah, I assume her NP changes with her ascension. But if that's just it, then it doesn't really. I don't want to say it doesn't look that great. Like it looks okay, but that looks more like a 4-star animation than a 5-star, in my opinion. So I hope when she ascends, the animation changes, which I think that's what that says. I hope it looks a lot crazier, because that looked okay, but you know, I'm not going crazy over it. Saber, no, she's a Lancer. She is indeed a Lancer. Should I roll for her? I'll probably roll for her on my side like I usually do. I am not rolling for her in my main. I'll tell you that much. Y'all see how many quartz I have? You think I'm gonna roll for her? My 2,270 quartz ain't gonna happen, dog. Not for any Bathory. Maybe if it was like Protogil or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the welfare quote unquote Bathory is not actually Bathory. I want to say that's probably Carmilla, like Carmilla Lily or something. Guess I'm really hoping Berserker next year. Hey man, if this is truly the final Halloween, this might be the last, because they can't go any further with Bathory than this. There's literally like the 5-star is Bathory, the 4-star is some kind of Bathory related character. I hesitate to actually say that's Bathory. I think this is it for the Bathory Halloween spectacular. Look at all these like Bathories, dude. No, like even seeing them side by side, if you look at our new welfare, it doesn't really look like her. Like it looks like her like vaguely, but the vibrant red hair and her eye color is different. Like she has like literally she looks different. It's obviously the same art style, so there's gonna be some semblance, but she does look different from normal Bathory. So I'm willing to bet that's not actually her. I'm just going to keep on saving for the cope. That is, dude, I know, bro. Like, how are they gonna drop Hot Fire and not give that to us for Halloween? He would be the perfect Halloween servant, arguably. I don't think it's even an argument, to be honest. Based on what we saw, he would be the perfect Halloween servant, the perfect servant to fit the theme. But you know, I guess it's a 10th Halloween event, or like the 10th year. I don't think it's the 10th Halloween. It's probably like the 8th or the 9th. Because they didn't do a Halloween every year. I think there were like 2 years where they skipped out. But this is the 10th year. Okay, I can't show this for copyright purposes, but it looks like Bathory's going hard on the rock. Yeah, I don't... Okay, they showed the demon Ellie, but are we getting that as a costume? Carmilla's VA recently died. Well, I'm not saying she voices her. I didn't say that, but you know, R.I.P. to her. Especially since this is like a younger girl, so I doubt they would even choose her to voice. But besides the point, next Halloween event host should probably be Bathory. Just saying. I think it should be Azrael, to be honest. To be fair, to be honest with you. What do you mean? We're still missing Zerker and Archer. No, Alex. No. I'm good, man. I hope, you know, as annoyed as it was with her, I'm happy that this is the end for her. You know, I'm happy she's ending it off with a bang, with a 5-star version, presumably another 4-star version. So, hey, if this is the end of her, there's no better way to end it. You know, I'm good. I'm good. Let me have Zerk at least. I prayed for that since year 3. That is insane, Alex. I mean, good for you. Papanchi is Archer Liz. Yeah, if you squint your eyes, you don't even have to squint that hard. You know that she's basically the Archer Liz, so you know you're good on that front. As far as Berserker Liz, I don't think that's happening, big dog. All right, rejoice, Bathory fans. We did get a new Bathory. Congratulations to you guys. Obviously, Alex, you don't seem that excited because you were hoping it was a Zerker. But hey, you know what? I think it's better she's not a Zerker just because she would have to compete with a lot of great Berserkers. So her just retaining her Lancer class is probably best case scenario. Otherwise, she would have to do too much to compete with the other Zerkers. And the Lancer class, I think, there's a decent bit of variety. There's no one that's too broken or, well, Melusine people would argue, but yeah. At least I got Avengers, so that's halfway at least. I guess so, dog. I guess so. We might get another Shuten next year. Yeah, let Shuten take up the mantle of the Halloween servants. I would love that. A new Aoyuki servant every year would be the dream. Would be the absolute dream. Did you see that Jackal's actually usable in the ground? I mean, I assume so. He's an assassin at the end of the day. Okay, so I am gonna probably roll in my side. I'm definitely not rolling in my main, cause I don't have the quartz and funds to roll for Bathory. And you might be wondering, what do you mean you got over 2,000 quartz right there? Yeah, but I'm not willing to use that on Bathory, so I basically have 0 quartz for her that I'm willing to use. But he turns into Zerker 8. We don't talk about that. Bathory is a 4-star unit that always hosts Halloween, so which year 1 servant that's a 4-star would inherit it? What, does it have to be year 1? I mean, Shuten's technically like year and a half servant. She came out in 2016. I know the game came out in 2015, but it came out in the latter half of 2015. So, Shuten's kind of a year 1 servant, kind of. When he changes to Hide, his grand class changes to Berserker, and he kind of throws hands with Azrael. I mean, with enough buffs, obviously, with enough Berserker cards and Coin Sky and whatnot, yeah, of course he's gonna hit hard. And of course, if he's grailed and has all the class score stuff unlocked, stuff like that, then yeah, of course he's gonna throw hands. Any servant could be good under the right circumstances, is what I'm trying to say. That doesn't mean most of the time they're not shit, though. I mean, let's keep it a fat stack. He's still shit, but under the right circumstances, he could perform. Tamamo Halloween. Another Water Arco servant, another extra servant, I guess. Yeah, that could fit. That could fit. We could even get maybe the Tamamo 9 to be introduced via the Halloween events. Because, we've had like normal Tamamo Cat. Coin Sky is not really part of the Tamamo 9. And otherwise, there's like 7 more to go. So, that's 7 more years of Halloweens for Tamamo. I think that could fit. There's a precedent for possible things that they could do. Tamamo Arya, yeah, that definitely needs to come out at some point. If you guys don't know, Tamamo Arya is from Fate Samurai Remnant. She's the drunk looking little lolly in Samurai Remnant, who we still don't have for some reason. I know the best King Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is not really a Halloween type guy. He doesn't really strike me as that. He wouldn't celebrate these mongrel affairs and entertain it. So as much as I would love to see more Gil content, I don't think Halloween's really his vibe. But yeah, so far they are announcing that the Grand Archer is later in next month for November. So obviously I'm picking Gilgamesh for my Grand Archer, and then Grand Caster for December, in which case I am picking Alice for my Grand Caster. It's gonna be good stuff. Next 2 months, and then of course we're getting the final chapter, the final epilogue, hopefully, for the Lostbelt arc, which they could, totally troll us and make it like a 3-parter that's gonna release throughout the year next year. The first part's coming out in December. They could do some Attack on Titan shit where it's like it's the final season, but final season part 1, final season part 2. They could do that with this. Last chapter, part 1 or something. Gil would wear a golden pumpkin. That visual looks insane in my head. And I kind of want it, but I know it's not going to happen. But I'm sure someone could draw it and make it look good. I just remember Gil got left with nothing at Christmas 1. Hey man, he already has everything. He doesn't need anything. He's the king of heroes. The only thing he's missing is Arturia by his side as his wife. My grand archer will be Gil and Caster. I still haven't decided. Maybe Caster, Gil, or Alice. Okay, so you're same choices as me. I'm picking Alice just because, I don't know, the OCD in me doesn't want to grand the same heroic spirit twice. And I say that as somebody who granted both Saber and Berserker Musashi. Originally, I was going to do Ibuki and then Berserker Musashi. But then after seeing Musashi in the Grand Duel, I just felt more compelled to do Musashi. But I don't want to do that again. So I'm going to do Archer Gil for my Grand Archer. And then Caster will be Alice. Just so I have a little bit of variety in my Grand classes. Plus, if I Grand both Caster and Archer Gil, that leaves Kid Gil alone as the only non-Grand Gilgamesh, which would drive my OCD absolutely insane. So I'm not going to do that. FGO finale part 1 will run for 20 years. That would be insane. But if they could afford it, they would probably do it. Bet your ass making Bavanshi next month. My Banshee wife deserves to be spoiled. All right, there you go. I'm sure she's like gonna be a pretty popular choice. I think Gil definitely is gonna be a very popular choice for next year's Grand, or not next year. Holy shit, next month's Grand Archer. Obviously normal Emiya, Archer Emiya, gonna be popular as well. There's a lot of great choices in terms of like characters to choose from in the Archer class. I feel like. Were you gonna pick Merlin before Alice came out to Grand? Well, the thing is, the Grand concept didn't exist when Alice came out. So right when the Grand Duels were introduced, I already knew in my head that's between Alice and Castergill. But if we assume I didn't have Alice, or Alice wasn't even a thing, maybe Merlin? I don't know, actually. It might be Merlin. Straight up. Actually. Yeah, I think the live stream is done. I think they're done with the news. The event should be dropping in the next... is the event dropping in 2 minutes? I think it is. So I'm going to be... I'm going to roll in my side account, see what that's all about. But I really don't know what to expect. Okay, yeah, the stream is done. I'm going to go switch over to my side account. Gonna throw a couple multi-shots, see how we do. As per usual, I'm not gonna be rolling in my main account for a servant that I'm not 100% excited for, hyped for, or anything. But I will roll for them just for the sake of science, because I do want to see Bathory's ascensions and whatnot firsthand. And if we don't get her, then I'll just look up her ascensions on Reddit or something, and I'll react to them with you guys on stream and all that good stuff. So we'll see. If the fight needs single target or AoE, might skew people's choice for... Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, if it's anything like the Grand Assassin Duel, where I literally just brought a friend's King Hassan, even though I granded Shuten, then I don't think it should skew the choice that hard, but inevitably it will to an extent. I mean, most of the Grand Duels have been like single target oriented for the most part. The only exception really being the extra classes, which included a battle for both types, and then kind of Grand Lancer, but you could get away with single target with enough buffs and whatnot. But yeah, I'll keep shiny hunting while watching here. Who are you shiny hunting right now? Okay, let's see. Is the event out? Okay, yeah, the event's out. All right, wish me luck. This is the first time I'm ever gonna pursue any content for Bathory. Granted, this is also her first time being a 5-star, so it's the first time for everything. She is a 5-star Lancer. It'd be very ironic if I just end up getting her 4-star version as a spook. But if you guys are rolling for Archer, or not Archer, 5-star Lancer, Elizabeth Bathory, then good luck to you. Wish me luck. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping her ascensions aren't locked, because that's been getting annoying. I know why they do it. It's for narrative purposes. not to spoil stuff and whatnot, but I hope they're not locked for the sake of just science. Okay, so again, side by side, you could literally see the difference in hair color between this Bathory, which I assume is the normal Bathory, and then this one. This one has blood red hair. So I don't think this is actually Bathory, but we will find out once the translations are out and once the story is fully developed. But otherwise, okay, she has no 4-stars joined with her. I only have 176 quartz on me and 23 tickets. So let's go ahead and start off with a couple tickets. A new Bathory. I never thought I would roll for you as a 5-star. I never thought I'd roll for you in general, but here we are. It's apparently the final Halloween. I don't know how true that is, but hopefully we can end it off with a bang. You and me, Bathory. I haven't always seen eye to eye with you, but for this occasion, I'm willing to put my pride aside and roll for you. And between you and Astolfo, and you both share the same voice actress, I like you a hell of a lot more than I do Astolfo. So take that as you will. To me, that's a big compliment. I think you should take it as such. Astolfo could literally eat my ass, and I will fart in his face and give him pink eye on both eyes. You're shiny hunting Dratini. Okay, good luck. Alpha, or you don't care? Because I know that could be a factor. Because I got a normal shiny Ralts, and I'm like, you know what? This took way too long. I don't care if it's an alpha or not. I just care if it's a female Ralts or not. Welfare looks like the Iron Maiden. NP as a servant. That's what I think too. I think it's less Bathory and more Iron Maiden. Maybe even Carmilla herself. Okay. First multi-shot. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Time to use my Callus music. Pace River City Girls. Oh my gosh. Preferably alpha, but I don't mind non-alpha. Alright, good luck to you, big dog. I hope. What Chinese do you have so far? I think you mentioned Litwick earlier. And this question goes out for anybody who's playing Pokemon ZA, aka the slop that is the Pokemon series. How have you guys been enjoying the game? And we talked about that earlier, but you know, if you're shiny hunting, who are you shiny hunting for? And who do you have so far? I have so many, so I got 2 shiny Ralts, both male and female, Glade and Gardevoir. A couple of shiny Shuppets, like I think 2 of them. 3 shiny Fletchlings. A Pet Rat. I got a bunch of shinies, but like I wasn't even trying to get them. I was just trying to get my Ralts for real. But yeah. All right, Bathory. If you could just show up right now, we could rip this Band-Aid off and just go straight to training you. The backstory for AZ characters sounds so cool, but yeah, hearing nothing but not so good things from fans mostly. I mean, like I said earlier, it's not a great game. I would even go as far as saying it's not a good game. But there's still fun elements to it, to where I could justify it in my head that it's worth the money and worth the time to play. Is it just cope at that point? Maybe, but I don't know. It just is what it is. It's kind of like a bi-yearly tradition to just get me a Pokemon game and complain about it, but still play it. It just is what it is at this point. Litwick, Alpha, Pyro, nice. Floette, 3 Fletchlings, Godly, 2 Pidgeys, and 2 Skidoos. Okay, nice. Pretty decent amount. Okay, the only new thing we got was this 3-star CE with Calamity Jane. The very rare Calamity Jane content. We don't really see this that often. And a very creepy looking Gilded A in the back, just big chillin'. Trying to get his tentacles all up in Calamity. I mean, I guess it is what it is. Pokemon feels more fun than or FGO feels more fun than Pokemon's modern games, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think the last Pokemon game I truly liked, besides Legends Arceus, because I really like Legends Arceus, the only thing I didn't like was the lack of battles and post-story content. But as far as like mainline games, the last one I really liked was Sun and Moon. Not even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, just normal Sun and Moon. After that, it kind of went downhill. They stopped doing the megas, which was just the dumbest thing ever. They introduced Dynamax and Gigantamax, which was basically a shittier version of Mega Evolution. And the performance went down. I think the story of Scarlet and Violet was pretty good, all things considered, but otherwise, there's really not much else to say positive about Scarvy in terms of a lot of other things. I'll eventually hunt all the new megas as shiny alpha after I get the shiny charm. All right, there you go. So yeah, at this point, I literally just play the Pokemon games just to shiny hunt. As weird as that sounds. I like Scarlet, but I'd rather play Platinum again, to be honest. Yeah, no, that might just be nostalgia talking, to be honest. But the first 4 generations, undefeated. 5th gen with Black and White, arguably the best story out of any Pokemon game, just pound for pound. Black and White all the way to Black and White 2. Sun and Moon, which I believe was the next generation after Black and White, solid, decent story, very good characters, interesting lore with the whole other dimension, the Ultra Beast and whatnot, which I wish they build more upon, because it's implied, if you know the lore of Pokemon, it's implied that Arceus is in some form related to the Ultra Beast, might be an Ultra Beast himself, if you look up the lore. But they never built upon that. I wish they did. After that, they just shit the bed. Like, I feel like they shit the bed with Sword and Shield and so on and so forth, in my opinion. Shiny hunting is an addiction. Yeah, I know. It really is. It really is. I think I have like 60 hours in the game, and like 55 of those hours are in shiny hunting. The 5 hours is in actual playing and progressing through the game. I barely reached rank E. I think it's E when you have the huge jump. I barely reached that point in the game. And I'm not even, to my understanding, I'm not even halfway through like the story or anything. So it is what it is. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet story is good. It's definitely better than much more memorable than Sword and Shield. And they took risks and did some pretty crazy stuff with the professor especially, but otherwise, performance-wise, visually not as good as Legends Arceus in my opinion, because it's like actually open world, so you know some assets have to be sacrificed for that, I think. Whereas Arceus, it's like not actually open world, but open world-esque in a way. The Pokemon games I enjoyed are the ones on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, the classics, bro. I'm telling you, the classics undefeated. And again, that could be just nostalgia talking, but it's hard to beat them. And one of my biggest issues with the recent games is like, and maybe it's because I'm older, they feel so easy. I remember back in the day, May and Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald whooping my ass, like midway through the game. Right before we go to the city or the town with the bikes. Oh wow, gold spin. Okay. This is probably her. Maybe. Okay, never mind. Oh my god, Stalfo, please don't. Okay, if it was a Stalfo, bro, burned right away. Burned right away. ZA is getting DLC, which Arceus did. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier with my girlfriend, and that is interesting. Arceus didn't get DLC, which is a crime, but ZA is. So, I don't know what that entails. Hopefully, they open up the rest of the region. That's probably hella cope. Because that's if Lumiose is this big, imagine the rest of the region. Because, golly, that's a lot of content and a lot of land to cover. I would love that though. Because there's no sense of adventure in Lumiose. It's literally just a city. Everything looks the same. It feels the same. Some grass here and there, some sand here and there. But for the most part, there really isn't anything new to see. Besides towers and buildings and hotels and cafes, like the same stuff every other street. Burning a sofa would be a good catalyst. Same VA. I'm aware it's the same VA, but the sofa could eat my ass. Could just eat my ass. Got spooked by Altera, and so other that I have MP5 4 stars. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Getting spooked by 5 stars, the worst feeling in the world. Arceus at least didn't get a free update with the alpha outbreaks. True. Yeah, I miss the outbreak so much. Cause it made shiny hunting a lot easier. That's one, and two, there's like certain Pokemon like Gible, for example, that's like somewhat rare to find in its respective area in ZA. That if they just would bring back outbreaks, that would solve that issue right away. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm expecting it to be like Scarlet and Violet, where we get a second big map. That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know. I would have to look at the X and Y map. I mean, it doesn't have to be in the same region. It could totally be a new region. Because if I'm not mistaken, with Scarlet and Violet, we go to a totally different region. Like a different continent, if I'm not mistaken. So they could literally do the same thing with maybe Legends ZA. Maybe we go to a big city from a familiar pre-existing region. Like maybe we go to I forgot what the city is called in Black and White, the one based on New York. I think that would be a cool city to explore. Granted, now that I'm saying that, it would just be another big city with skyscrapers and whatnot, so visually speaking it wouldn't be the best idea. And now that I'm saying that out loud, it's like, okay, maybe that's not a good idea. I kind of want to see luscious lands and, you know, waterfalls and volcanoes and shit like that. I don't want to see another big ass city. Now that I'm thinking about it, fuck that. Were you ever an Xbox guy? No, never was. That I ever will be. I heard that they're taking off, like Targets and Walmarts and other stores are removing Xboxes from the inventory because they're not selling that well. I don't know if that's true or not. That's something I heard a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure how true that is, but otherwise, yeah, never has been an Xbox fan. I don't think I ever will be. I don't know. Never was. I know there's Xbox exclusive games. One of them, you know, infamously being Halo, for example. One of the more iconic games exclusive to the Xbox. Again, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it never was. Xbox is pretty dead now. 360 were the awesome days. Were those the peak days in your opinion for Xbox? Scarlet and Violet took us to Unova, and the DLC is Koopa, so maybe Alola. Ooh. Maybe. That would be cool. And I think Alola, I think the entirety of Alola could be covered in the DLC, which might sound crazy, but when you really think about the size of Alola, it really isn't that big because it's based on Hawaii, and Hawaii isn't that big in the grand scheme of things. So if they want to go hard, just put the entirety of Alola. That's major cope, I know, but that'd be insane DLC. That'd be insane DLC if they do that, but you know they ain't though. They are not gonna do that. Otherwise, I don't know what city or town they would bring from Alola. Maybe it's been for a while. Yeah, I feel like Xbox over the years has just been like Microsoft, aside from PC, which is technically Microsoft, has been like the neglected child, so to speak. Hyper Spook, it works sometimes. It works on me. Get 2-time Koyan and 1 Kenshin yesterday. Alright, Hyper Spook, let's go. Got me shit, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Last multi-shot, Hyper Spook. Dick swinging. Dick hard. It's not working, big dog. It didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, well. Again, I wasn't super excited for Bathory, so it is what it is. Although I do have more quartz fragments, so let's go use them, I guess. 14. That's just enough for a little bit over another multi-shot, so we'll do that. Alola is as big as Hisui, but with way more water. Yeah, but assuming they just... I assume we're not going to be like traveling the water like physically. It's going to be like fast travel. Like I think they could fit everything in. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Final multi-shot, hyper skip. Let's see if it works this time. Oh, we did get... What? This is our first copy of the 5-star CE? Really? Oh my... You're about 5 Halloweens too late. But okay. We did get the Carmela CE, which I'm pretty sure this is redrop. It was the same artist as Kama. I mean, redrop always cooks with the Halloween CEs, historically speaking. You can see Cleopatra and Lancer Arturia, I believe, alter in the background. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on now. Come on now. Golly. Okay, I'm not gonna... let's not stare too long. Let's not stare too long. Let's not scare all the children sucking on their lollipops and playing hopscotch and shit in the chat right now. But Jesus. Jesus H. Christ. It'd be like that. Okay, let's go. Might as well use the tickets. Might as well. Let's go ahead and just might as well squeeze us dry, huh? Why don't you? Why don't you just squeeze us dry, Bathory? It's kind of what your lore's all about. You squeeze people dry of their blood and then you take a bath in them, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's Carmela's backstory. I don't know about Bathory herself, but... By the way, congratulations, Vovong, for the Koyan and Kenshin. I completely forgot to tell you congratulations on that. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting shit. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. All right, well, I didn't get her, so I mean, again, I'm not a Bathory fan to begin with, so I certainly don't deserve her. Hopefully, all my Bathory fans out there were able to get her. I'm sure this is a great day to be a Bathory fan, but otherwise, I'm gonna look up her ascensions. We could react to them together, assuming you didn't see them, and even if you did, I guess it might be fun to watch my reaction to them. But I'm gonna go ahead and look at them. Okay, Elizabeth Bathory, I have it pulled up on Atlas Academy. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let me just do the little filter, turn the little filter off so you guys can see it in all of its glory. All right, so first ascension, it's pretty much what we saw earlier. It's her with the baseball bat with the nails sticking out. Kind of wish it was barbed wire so it could have some Negan Walking Dead vibes, but you know, the spiked bat is, you know, pretty cool, I guess. Okay, I mean, it's cute. It's cute, but I really like the ascension they showed us earlier. All right, second ascension. Oh, whoa, whoa. What are you wearing, like a puffy sweater? I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of random. She has like a halo around her horn. That's different. I've never seen that before, so I'll give her props for the original design, unique design. And is she giant? Because look at her shadow. Her shadow is literally casting over an entire section of the city. Is this like a giant Bathory? So first ascension, second ascension. I assume that's what that is, because literally she's casting a shadow over an entire section of the city. I don't think that's how shadows work. Unless you're gigantic. So a potentially giant Bathory. And then of course is the third ascension. Am I stupid? Did I just now realize, given the CEs and the design of this Bathory, is this a space event? A Servant Wars event? I just realized that just now. Because the 5-star CE is literally Carmilla in space. You have a Calamity Jane 3-star CE, who's obviously from the Ishtar Wars event. This Servant verse Servant. I just realized that. I didn't even put that together. And then final... Oh my goodness. Okay, this has to be the last Bathory. It's literally all the Bathories together in our final art. Literally all the This has to be the last Bathory. I mean, I'm kind of sad we didn't get the Dragon Oni Bathory as a costume. But it's a nice way to wrap off the Bathory saga, so to speak. All right, type 1 if you like first ascension the best. Type 2 if you like second ascension the best. And type 3 if you like third ascension the best. I think I like 3 still. I like the wings, the wing action. That's like the main thing I like, to be honest. First is cute, not gonna lie. Second, I don't know how I feel about it. It feels a little bit random, but I'm sure some people might be a fan of the. I assume she's giant. I'm not sure if she is. To be fair, but based on the art, it looks like she might be. But I'm more of a 3 guy myself. Yeah, it has to be servant verse themed. Okay, what does her NP do now? Buster NP. She's a single target from what it looks like. She applies curse, charge NP to the party. Okay, so semi support ish with her NP. Skills, attack up. Okay, more buster up. Okay, that's cool. She has a 2-time hit invincibility, so pretty cool. Overcharge up to the party. Not bad. I like that. I like servants that could put overcharge as well as protect themselves, because with the overcharge you could make some pretty fun teams with Castorio, for example. And then, oh, she has a battery, not only just for herself, but for the party as well. So 50% battery overall, and then 20% to the rest of the party. I feel like they've been doing that a lot, which I'm a big fan of. So nice. So she seems like a semi-support type servant, which I guess we could use more of those. Servant that could do a little bit of everything. So not bad. I mean, obviously I haven't used her, so I can't really say for sure if she's like good or not. But based on her skills, I kind of like her kit. I like her kit a lot. Very balanced. Nothing broken from what I can tell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really don't know what else to do at this point. We already did the gacha. I don't think I'm going to play too much of the event because I got to go to sleep. To be fair. So good night to everybody. Thank you for watching. We had a pretty fun stream, I feel like. We talked about asses, the best asses in the assassin class, and then we talked a lot about Pokemon. So for those of you guys who are Pokemon fans, I'm sure you guys enjoyed hearing and talking about it. But otherwise, I'm gonna be heading off now. I'm gonna be going to sleep. I'm gonna upload this as a video after the fact, as per usual, if you want to rewatch it and whatnot. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking about Pokemon with your boy, talking about a Bathory with your boy, and fat asses and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one, which whenever that will be, probably the Grand Archer duel or whatever big news that comes out that might warrant me uploading or live streaming, I guess. But I'll see you guys later. Good night. Good luck to everybody shiny hunting, and good luck to everybody who's going to be rolling for Bathory. I hope you get her. Yeet.